Man, this is lifestyles of the poor and unfucking fortunate. But I tell you what, bitch, we got this.
Hang on a second, guys. One second.
What up?
We've got to give a shout out to South Nashville Heating and Cooling.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Friend and supporter, showing proof. Also, the longest running sponsor of I Got Some Shit to Say, the podcast.
Absolutely. Look, man, South Nashville Heating and Cooling, where quality and craftsmanship come together. They've been doing this since 1985. That's almost 40 years of service. Expert designs, quality installation, superior service.
Absolutely.
And let me tell you something.
What's that?
Tell me.
I feel confident in the fact that South Nashville Heating and Cooling will keep me warm in the winter.
For sure.
It'll keep me cool in the summer.
Absolutely.
Matter of fact, these middle months, Halloween, you'll be comfortable even then.
Absolutely, dude.
Y'all know the deal, man. South Nashville Heating and Cooling. We love those guys. Y'all see the name. Y'all see the number. Tap in.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Always.
Hey, how are ya? Want to know why I smell so good all the time? www.kingdomfragrances.com. My boy Steve, stop paying retail prices for cologne or perfume. Hit the link in the description. It's my affiliate link. When you set up a new account with kingdomfragrances.com and make your first order, you get 15% off that entire order. He's got some of the best pricing on the internet, and he's got great products, and he gets them to you in a timely manner. Hit up my boy Steve, kingdomfragrances.com, and I promise you, you're going to smell good just like I do, and you're not going to spend near as much as if you go pay retail. ChadArmesTV, giggity.
That's cool. I just want
You
to
know
get that
sports.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know sports, and you pick winners all the time.
Sure.
So why not get paid for them at MyBookie?
Yeah.
MyBookie has the biggest selection of odds and contests for all your sports betting needs, anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, and bet on the NFL, NBA, or aim for a low-risk, high-reward jackpot with the all-new MyBookie Money Bag.
Yeah, Money Bag. It's a one-of-a-kind opportunity to spin for crazy odds on props and futures. Look, you can place your bet, spin the wheel, get ready to score for epic odds on your best teams, athletes, and even events.
And the thing that's crazy is if you sign up for MyBookie, you do it for free. Type in the promo code ChadArms, ChadArmes, up to $1,000. They're going to do 100% match for you.
Dope. That's super
crazy,
dope.
right?
Yeah, definitely.
Look, bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
Go.
Feliz cumpleaños.
Guys, last night, UFC off the chain. I watched it at one of my favorite places to do so at, right there at Fish House Sports Bar, right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Okay. Located at 1626 Middle Tennessee Boulevard.
Absolutely, man. It's a great spot to eat. They got really good food, and they cater as well.
Man, sweet potatoes, turnip greens, macaroni, hush puppies, all that, man. Give them a call, 615-410-3265.
Facts. That kicking chicken, bruh.
Yeah.
Catfish.
God. Yeah. But look here. If you go there, mention I Got Some Shit to Say the podcast for a 10% discount. JoJo going to take care of you over there. Again, that's Fish House Sports Bar right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Y'all go tap in.
Wow.
It's I Got Some Shit to Say the podcast, man. We're back like we don't stop because trust me, we never do. All we do is work. Y'all know me.
Fuck you, Squint.
That's right. R.I.P.
Whizzle fizzle.
Forever and always. With me as always back there, John Starking it up. ChadArmesTV.com. That guy.
Special needs Chatty in the building.
Back again, the OG himself. That guy.
Yeah.
It's a very special day.
It is.
Family is in the building.
Sure.
We've hung out for a few hours today. We've had a great meal. We watched the Titans walk away with a victory.
Barely.
And Sis is in the building with us. Let's give it up for Miss Jamie LeMay. Jamie LeMay Jones is in the building with us.
Heck yeah.
It's nice to have you here, Sis.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Fun fact. It's kind of ironic that Sis came the day that we actually got to watch Jelly do halftime at the Titans game.
Yeah.
That shit was
Just
crazy.
add it to the list.
It's major.
Flex. You know what I mean?
Major flex. But even saying it out loud is like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We say it's to the point now where we say that stuff, and it's just like, yeah, Jelly performed at the Titans game. It's crazy. And then we just, because he's fixing to do something else that's bigger than that and 10 minutes probably. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out Jelly.
Yeah, nothing's really surprising anymore. But
Just adding it to the.
I don't know. It was such late notice. You know what I mean? Like we all didn't hear about this until like Wednesday or Thursday afternoon that he was on for the game. Yeah, shout out to the big guy. It was dope to see that. And we couldn't see it on television. Ultimately, even being local Nashville television, you can't. They don't show the halftime show, but Bunny
and everybody who went live from side stage.
Yeah,
Like,
and you can't hear for shit.
Hopefully they're going to get like the footage of that and they're going to release it.
Surely.
Pop up somewhere.
Shout out to the Titans, bro. They are really doing some not doing. I'm not when I say shout out to the Titans as far as like I've said it this season. Like I'm not a fan. I think we suck, but
we don't.
We won today.
We need help. Yeah,
that's great, right? We won today. But
our
when
defense
I said
is keeping us in the games.
What I was leading to when I said shout out to the Titans was, dude, like the halftime shows and like the talent they're bringing through is kind of fire, bro. Like, you know, with the whole who run it shit, they brung 3-6 out for that campaign.
Moneybag walked him out.
Moneybag walked him out one game. Now Jelly's done a halftime with him. Like, okay. Shout out to whatever department puts that together. And if, I don't know how long, it's got to be somebody new. My point.
Yeah, it's the first time that they've done some stuff like that right there. So consecutive, you know what I'm trying to say.
Consecutively.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. But
that's one's word for the day.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a long list of those fuck ups today.
Got to be somebody young.
So
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mentioned that we ate before. And fun fact, right before we got ready to start the podcast today, it was like mom, shout out to mom. She cooked us a great meal. But she came out, she's like, hey guys, I know y'all haven't started yet. You guys interested in just eating before you do the pod? And we all were like, well, before we even like came up, Jamie asked me and I said, it's up to you. And she's like, I really don't care. And one's like, nah, we shouldn't do it. We shouldn't do that. And we're like, oh, okay, we're not going to eat first. So one said we're not. And mom's like, oh, well, fine.
Basically.
And then Chad fucking got mad as fuck.
Oh, I did not.
No, he didn't. He literally was like, no, guys, we should probably eat first. And I was like, nah, dude, one said we can't.
I said it like that probably, though, for sure.
Yeah, and then we did. And that's why one's silly right now.
Oh, man.
You can't think straight.
I think all of us are on a food high right now.
Nap time is what it could be.
The
But luckily, like right as we finished eating was the end of the game, too, and the Titans pulled it off, so that was cool to watch right at the end of the game.
So we had good music that we didn't hear because nobody went live from front of the stage.
Right.
We had good food.
Yes.
Yes.
But to Sis's point, we couldn't even tell what Jelly was performing at that game. On the live stream, like we watched Bunny's live stream, and then Sis found 2 or 3 other ones. People were sending her links for us to check out, and then the audio sucked. Yeah. I mean, to their defense, they have no idea what the audio is like on our end.
And with that being said, it's still dope. Bro got a hell of an opportunity, man.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, that's just crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. Last week we watched them at the CMAs. We talked about that a little bit on last week's episode, I think. But we're working a lot, so it all kind of blends together of discussions we have here.
Yeah, man.
But
Sis in the building.
Yeah, Sis is in the building. So, as y'all know, there's been a lot going on in Sis's world, right? And it's been an issue, or I don't want to say issue. It's been on everybody's minds, and you've been on everybody's heart, Sis, for
3 weeks.
3 weeks now. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just continuously. I reached out to Sis. This is inside baseball. I reached out to Sis in her DMs and just told her because my car's fucked up. Like fun facts. Like the guys come here, we shoot this from the house, and my car, the block in my fucking car is cracked right now. So my vehicle is down. And I'm kind of like limited to my mobility. And it happened at the worst time. Because I'm stuck. Literally. And then the other half of the time I'm stuck, you know, I got kids and shit. I'm here at the house. But it hurt me so bad, Sis, to just not be able to see you until today. You know? Because we've talked about you on this podcast. You know, we're 125 episodes in. This is it. This is 125 today.
Yep.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, for sure. 125, yeah.
And we've mentioned Sis on this thing.
At least half of them.
At least half of the episodes you've came up somehow.
Wow.
Just in general topic discussion. Like Sis was there, or, you know, whatever.
Yep.
But your family. And if y'all have lived under a rock or just don't know who the fuck we're talking about, sis lost her son 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
To some cowardly bullshit.
Yeah.
Senseless, just the dumbest shit you could ever envision. Yeah. And there's no explanation for it. There's no reasoning behind it. Most importantly, there hasn't been any justice behind it.
Not yet. Nope.
Not yet. But
do you want to talk, like, how do you want to go about doing this? Do you want to just talk however you can talk about however you want to do it?
Well, thank you for the platform. First of all, I appreciate it. I know there's been a lot of questions about what happened. Like how did he die? And it's a matter of public record. Anybody can Google what had happened. It's been on the news. It's been tweeted. It went viral. But literally, he wasn't doing anything but standing there. Literally, he was at an after hours club here in Nashville, Murfreesboro Road, and somebody came by and literally let off between, I think it was 6 and 10 shots, and he was hit. He never seen it. He was not shot. He was shot in the back of his head, but he never seen it. But whoever did that is still out there. Yeah. There's not a lot. There's some things that I can't talk about, but we have an incredible detective, and I'm trying so hard to put my faith in her. We don't have a lot of faith in the justice system here, but
just from the prior circumstances,
never had reasons to
other people, other people close
absolutely. But we're hoping. So, just to take a moment and say that if you do have any information, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can call the Metropolitan Police Department. You can call the Crime Stoppers line. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to me.
Or us.
Or the podcast. Anybody. You can reach out to anybody and give that information. You can stay anonymous. We would rather that you didn't. We would rather that you stand up. But if you want to remain anonymous, absolutely. But if you have anything, if you have any information whatsoever, please don't hesitate to reach out to anybody and let them know. Nathan has 2 little boys that now we're left to take care of. And here we are.
And obviously there's nothing that people could say to make things better in your situation. It's a nightmare scenario. Clearly, all that we can do is help in any way that we can. Right. And one of the things that we're doing, we can talk about this now if you want.
Absolutely.
We're doing pre-orders for Forever 29 hoodies, in memory of Nate.
Yes. Facts.
And the way that we're doing this, we'll flash it on the screen.
Yes.
Sis's Cashapp, you can pre-order until Black Friday, November 25th. And the hoodies are $50, but it's black hoodies. They're very similar to the worm ones. It's grayscale with a picture of Nate, and it says Forever 29.
Facts. Well, we got a picture. There's a picture right
so it's on there. It's on the screen. Yeah. You pre-order those. You can do it directly through Sis, through Cashapp.
Yes.
Or you can hit up me, ChadArmes@gmail.com, since we're doing it through YouTube here. If you don't have Cash App, if you have PayPal, if you have Venmo, I can take those orders for you. But all the money that we get raised from that after the cost covering of the product goes into a trust for the boys.
Facts.
And this is not, we're doing hoodies, but this is going to be the first of several drops. I'll just say that, right? Is that safe to say?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Forever 29 is going to be,
we're going to make that one shake.
For sure.
We have some different things that we're going to do, working real closely with Chad, with Show Improves, with Squints, with One, with Mel. This is completely a family thing at this point, and I could never thank any of you guys enough for stepping up. Chris and I were talking about it. I think last night or the night before this, but we never asked anyone to do anything. We never made a decision. We didn't even know what was being fixed for dinner. Like somebody has stepped up and done everything. And Chad and Mel have been there every Monday, and Mel has spent all day in my kitchen cooking.
Shout out, Mel.
For us. Right.
Yeah, shout out, Mel.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we may not see each other all the time. We may not talk every day, but when this happened, by 10 o'clock in the morning, there was 100 people at my house.
Yeah. Facts.
And I didn't even know anyone knew my address.
Yeah.
And but there hasn't been a time when somebody hasn't come by the house and just popped in. Hey, you good? Y'all good? You need anything?
Yeah.
I was just coming by. Like where we live, you just don't come by.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it has been an incredible journey to not have to walk alone for this. And yesterday was a huge day for us. Chris went and brought Nathan home yesterday. So that was
Shout out to bro.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Chris, man. Shout out to.
I don't know how you do it, sis.
Yeah, you're very, very strong, sis. So many people came up to me and Mel, and just us personally, and talked about how strong you were, and me and Mel talk about it all the time, and we're always going to be here for you.
Always.
I don't ever want you to, not that you ever have, but you'll never have to question that. Like speaking on what we do for what all of us have been doing for you, it's not even a thought. It's just what you do, because you would do the same thing for any of us.
Facts.
absolutely.
So it's like, that's what family does. People, when stuff like this happens, there's nothing there's no answers. Nobody understands. You just have to try to keep your head above water together.
Absolutely.
And,
and the one person that, we talk about Chris for a second. I don't, not everybody's met Chris, but Chris is out there. Everybody pretty much knows who he is now. But
Big guy.
Man, this is something completely new for him. Right. We've been together a little over 3 years. The boys, Nathan and Logan, both were his kids, man. These were his dudes. And to have to deal with me losing a child, but him losing, a young man that was so important to him.
Yeah.
And for him to step up, he's not missed a beat. He didn't. We had this incredible family dynamic outside of just us that he really wasn't aware of. He knew, he's met people here and there, but never.
He had no idea when he married you who you were. As far as how deep that rabbit hole really goes.
Got a huge family, bro.
I'm sure that's still funny conversation to this day.
Well, I told him the other night we were talking, and I was like, up until now, in the last maybe year.
I broke out tissues for this one.
No, for sure. We need them, man. We need to have one of these.
In the last year, he has, Jelly's been on tour. Jelly's been doing this. Bunny, they just had these incredible lives, right? So at one point, I thought he had to think that Jelly was a figment of my imagination.
Right.
Yeah. Does she really know him?
Well, she says that. I get it.
Yeah. So, he met him, and the first words out of we met him, we were at Losers. Jelly did a show, not last year, but year before last or something at Losers. And when we met him, the first words out of his mouth was, "Oh, thanks for taking her off of me. She's your problem now." And I was like, God. And then we were at the Ryman. We went to the Ryman, and that's where he met.
That was an eye opener.
It truly was. And so, but now, he gets to see not only Jelly, but the entire family, and how the family unit is built, and how it works, and the inner workings and the functions, and how the wheels turn. And he's experienced a lot in the last 3 weeks. And
I bet.
He has never wavered, not one time. Everything that he's watched me go through, he's went through silently into himself.
Yeah.
And that is his character.
I mean,
you know, it just you
real
guys
good guy.
know.
He's a real good guy, and honestly,
It's A1, bro.
I can't think of a better person for you to for you to be with.
Yeah.
We've ran off some guys in the
Yeah.
past.
You have.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. but Big Dog, man, Big Dog is definitely one
Yeah.
of those ones.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
we've
It's
talked
much
about
appreciated.
Chris off camera here before,
Yeah.
to where I mean we've talked about being family. Well, that's a long time thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this has been we've been close with Sis for a number of years.
Yeah.
You know, she's watched our kids grow, and we've watched hers grow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but when Chris came into her life, dude, it was a definitely a great thing for you.
Yeah.
Like like just from the outside looking in, like there's nothing we could ever really say.
When you see people like stress,
Yeah,
cry,
yeah,
go through some shit, you know what I'm saying? And then let's say you don't see them in a little while, and then it's all smiles.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like they're glowing.
yeah,
They're happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That means something. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so shout out to Big Bro.
yeah. Because he was the one that he's the one
Definitely
that
stamp.
Yeah.
he came around during I think some of your most difficult times.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm glad that you tell it, and we see it through like all the photos and stuff that's been up recently about the relationship that him and they had. You know what I mean? Like even with y'all only being married for 3 years, you could tell there was an undeniable family there in those photos.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
You know, he's just this incredible. He's a rock.
The big guy.
Big
That's
Dog.
what I call him.
Yeah.
Literally.
Big guy.
And to have him though, like this could destroy people. Like what we
For
went
sure,
through,
easily.
This could
Absolutely.
easily take a relationship and dissolve it.
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
not
I
at
get
all.
it.
I gotta say, man, like I always known that you was a strong person. You know what I mean? But when things like this right here happen, like it really is, you really get to see a person's strength. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like just by the way that you've handled things, and I know that not too many people can actually relate. You know what I mean?
No,
But-
this is a hard one to relate to,
Yeah,
sis.
yeah. But seeing you carry yourself how you carry yourself,
It's unbelievable.
it's truly unbelievable. Especially when we know the hurt. You know,
Yeah.
when we know that there's hurt.
It
Yeah.
lives just below the surface, you know.
Right.
It pops up at very inconvenient times.
Yeah. And it ain't no stranger to none of us.
No.
You know, like this is, unfortunately, this is something that's always kind of when we least expect it,
Absolutely.
but when I got the news, it was crazy. It was the most surreal. I mean, I know when all of us got the news, it was surreal as fuck because it hit so close to you. But at the same time, like Chad called me and I was in Colorado,
Yeah, you were at Red
I was at
Rock
Red
with
Rocks.
Jelly. Yeah.
and when he called me, I thought it was just a good morning. So I answered. And shout out Mark Gray, South Nashville Heating and Cooling, that's sponsoring the game.
Yeah.
We answer the phone and Chad tells me, and I immediately start tearing up. I think Mark was standing there with me. I just couldn't.
To know that Nathan has touched
Yeah.
so many people,
Mm-hmm.
through me, through other people,
Mm-hmm.
is as a mother,
Yeah.
as a parent,
Mm-hmm.
you want that for your child.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, we watched that kid grow up, sis.
Yeah.
And I spoke about this on a previous show, man. Like there's nothing about this shit that's real. You know what I mean? We talk about street shit. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us come from that environment. What happened? None of that is real. None of that is admirable.
None at all.
None of that shit is stand up. Just talking from a street point of view, man. And if you got an issue with somebody, take it up with that person.
Yeah, that gunplay out there.
You know what I'm saying?
That type of shit,
Just
though, is
blind-
just the
just
dumbest
blind- yeah,
fucking
just
shit.
blind. That's some cowardly shit. It's,
You know,
it's
and
some
that's the
cowardly
word
shit.
that I've used a lot, right? I've used the word coward a
It's
lot
fitful,
because they drove down a street
rushing away.
and shot into a crowd of people. And a crowd of people,
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ.
you know, it could have been anybody standing there.
I mean, yeah.
Could have hit anybody standing there.
It's some cowardly shit, man.
You know, and I have said some things, and I've made some things very, very public on social media. You know, it's my social media will never be private for this reason. You know, there's somebody out there that pulled
Facts.
that trigger. When they pulled that trigger that morning, they had no idea who they hit.
Yeah.
Jerry G posted Nathan's photo that morning, and there had to be somebody sitting around going, "Holy shit.
What did I do?
Right. Right.
Numerous.
Out of everybody in this city.
Somebody was driving that car. Somebody shot
Man.
that gun. There's probably somebody in the back
Yeah.
doing God knows what.
you know, and you
There's answers out there, man.
Yeah.
you hit a young man who has an army behind him, who has a city behind him. And you know, and it's and I know I don't make my social media public because I know there's somebody that sees my social media that communicates with whoever pulled that trigger. And let me tell you, if you pulled that trigger, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
We're coming for you.
Man,
I
this,
promise you, there is nothing in this world that will stop me. I'm coming for you. Nobody else has to do it. It's me you have to worry about.
man,
So,
Yeah.
I'm coming for you. Whether you know it's you don't do that. You don't get to shoot into a crowd of people and kill a young man who had everything to live for. Everything to live for. He has 2 children who need him. You know, he's got a brother who needs him. They live together, you know, and Logan, poor Logan, let me tell you, Logan, he was sick that week, the whole week. Like he got really sick after Nathan had passed away. He didn't come out of his apartment.
man. Well, so when I saw nephew that day I came over there, he had nothing in his eyes.
He's blank. He's empty.
Nothing in his eyes.
Yeah, man. It's
Like-
broken hearted.
Like that shit is it hurts. You know what I'm saying? And,
Absolutely. You know, it's kind of our roles are reversed now. I went over last weekend and was helping Nathan, and helping Logan clean house and get things done, you know, and I went in and I opened Nathan's closet, which I shouldn't have done, but I did it.
Yeah.
But some things you have to hit them head on, you know, and if you don't, they're going to be there. They're going to haunt you. So I opened the closet and, you know, I had my moment, right? And Logan had told me, he was like, you shouldn't have done that. I had it closed for a reason. And I was like, I understand that. But if I don't do it now, I'm going to have to do it later.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it later. I want to do it now. He is so strong. He has, where our roles are reversed, you know, I try not to cry when I talk to him. I try not to get emotional. And he's like, Mom, you got to let it out. I know, I get it. And, you know, it's so surreal having these conversations. Like, we should not be having these conversations.
Fuck no.
That's what pisses me off so fucking bad is we shouldn't have these conversations.
No, not at all.
We shouldn't have to.
It's one thing if you're out there causing trouble and stuff and putting yourself in situations that garner that kind of potential outcome. But when,
Yeah,
when
you're
you're just
standing outside of a
you're
club.
just going to hang out with your people and
Yeah, you're standing there.
It's the end of the night, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, I put a lot of the blame on shit like this happening, man, on the OGs, because man, it's not enough guidance. It's not enough.
I feel you.
It's not enough leadership when it comes to like telling these little cats, man, what it is and what it ain't, and that's a lot of OGs that just send motherfuckers out on trips.
Yeah.
Or lie to them.
Yeah. Or say the influence was just
knowing that they wouldn't do the shit themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What you should have done was
exactly. Handle the business that you got with that person.
No, I totally get what you're saying.
You know, we've taken want to talk about our family, right?
Yeah.
And look at where we were 12 years ago, 10 years ago, right? And to where we are today. You know, from fighting in the club, you know, and doing whatever to now, you know, owning the clubs and, you know, the progress, the progression that each of us, even just sitting at it right here, the progression that we've all made. And now you've got these cats out here that, you know, even back then, nobody that we knew would drive by and just shoot at a club. Like that doesn't, I don't know where that makes sense.
Yeah, me either.
You know, and the words are chisel. Make it make sense because
RP chisel.
It doesn't.
I mean, motherfuckers will walk down on you, pull up on you. You know what I'm saying? Like address the situation with you. Not just that you don't get no stripes from that.
Nope, not at all.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, and that's where, like you said, man, it's like, who made that cool?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Who the fuck? You nailed it.
Lack of leadership.
Yeah, but you don't get no stripes for that. Like, where the fuck does it? I mean, you know, kids nowadays are under that impression. Right. But it's not just kids, man. There's dumb motherfuckers out there half grown.
And the people who are pulling these triggers have babies themselves.
Yeah.
They have mamas. So they have babies. They, you know,
they're not just ruining other people's lives. They're ruining their own.
And, you know,
if you think you're going to get away with it, man,
you're dead wrong. But the thing that, you know, independently targeting someone, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like if there's a crowd of people and someone is specifically targeted, it's a different discussion.
Yep.
But when you're doing some cowardly fucking bullshit that you think, I mean, obviously it's to gain some type of recognition, fucking acknowledgement, some whack ass stripe. But it's senseless. And it's almost like, why would you do it with the intention of hurting somebody?
Yep.
Like if you want to ride by and you spraying it out the window to watch everybody scatter and you slick laughing amongst your buddies, that's a whole different deal. But when you shooting into a fucking crowd of people, bro, with no intent,
it don't matter who you hit. So you ain't gonna take it up with the person who did whatever to you.
Yeah,
or who you have an issue with.
You running. You already gone.
Who it is.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break, dude.
So if you were man enough to drive down the street, pull out a gun, and shoot into a crowd of people, be man enough to step up and say, "Yeah, I did it."
There's nothing manly about that. About anything that person did. There's nothing manly.
It's just silly. Like what? Like there's not even a title for what that is. No. Like that's about the most ignorant shit I could ever fucking fathom.
You know, and I made it a point to speak at Nathan's funeral because there's a lot of anger. There's a lot of
there should be.
It's just everything, all the emotions at one time. But I made it a point for it to be me that spoke, and it wasn't just me. So Reverend Jackson actually opened it up for us, and his children grew up with Nathan and all them in the neighborhood, and they all play ball together. And then Miss Stephanie spoke, and that's Mondo's mama.
R.B. Mondo.
She was.
Oh man, fly high Mondo.
That was deep.
And then Fonzo came up and brought everybody up and was telling the way that y'all handled that is the way. And I told Mel this, and I told my friends this, my family this.
Yeah, we spoke about this on the podcast.
Yeah, that's how I want it to be. I don't want it to be a pastor up there talking about me that's never met me, but met once or twice. I want it to be people telling stories like Fonzo and them, everybody, and y'all, that's the way it should be,
Shout out Fonzo.
Obviously, it's heartbreaking. It's terrible, but that's a good way to
turn a negative into
sift
some
through
sort of
that
positive.
stuff. Yeah,
focus on the positive.
Just who he was, I mean, never in life
He's a good kid, man.
Do you plan on having that conversation with any, about your child,
no,
right? And it goes back and still, it's very. I have the surreal moments.
It's been 3 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
Jamie, give me a break, babe. Like, that is unbelievable. It's like what one said a minute ago about you being strong, honey. I can't. The fact that you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that you are here, you reached out and you were like, guys, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Because me personally, man, I think about this shit. And ever since it happened, I think about this shit. I got kids. I got boys of my own, daughter. And
it breaks me, honey.
Man,
it does. It tears me down.
I'm sure that I would be no good right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and Mel talk about that same thing. About how, and we know you well, and I know I know when it's harder on you. I know late at nights, early mornings is the hardest probably. When things quieten down.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. And just seeing you post the video, I try to put myself in your shoes, and I just don't.
I don't ever want you.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, I try to. It's not something anybody should have to experience like that. That's that's not how life's supposed to be.
I thank you though. You know what I mean? Because maybe a few weeks before, you had called me. You and Big Bro was out of town, and I think I said something on here before. But sister called me like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying, go check on your nephew. I've been calling him. He answered the phone."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you did.
And I was in Mount Juliet. It's like, shit, cool. All right. You know what I mean? And go over there, and you know, he was in there, he was just in there knocked out. He was in there asleep. But we was able to have a conversation. Had a good little conversation, about 25, 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? Like and that was the last conversation that I had with nephew.
With Nate, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if I wouldn't have had that, then I would have felt really, really freaking bad. I mean, I still feel bad because, you know what I mean, we should have rapped more. But just having it right there to hold on to, man, just it softened the blow just a very small bit, but I can hold on to it.
Well, and sis, what you was telling me the other day about going back to when you was talking about when you went to, you know, Logan and Nate's apartment, and you looked in the closet. Didn't you say that you found like a
jacket,
a Christmas gift he had already bought you for this year's Christmas?
He is, you know, Nate was just Nate, man. He did his own thing in his own time, and you know, and he struggled just like every young person out there right now. He
believe it, man. 2022.
And like last year, not this past birthday, but last year, I was in. Chris took me to Maine. We did kind of an East Coast thing. We went to Boston.
I remember when you was posting on those,
and Maine and everything. And Nathan told me, he's like, "Mom, when you come back, I got your birthday present." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And when I got home, he came over, and he was so proud of the present that he got me because it was this beautiful Michael Kors watch. And you know, and he was so proud of that present, and you know, and it's just so much, and you know, what if that Saturday, he called me. He was like, "Hey, can you come by and get my laundry?" And that was a normal thing, and I'm like, "Yeah, come by." So I tell you what, meet me at Walmart. Me and Mama. So go back a little bit. So the Friday before Nathan passed away, I was let go from my job.
Yeah.
They told me at 11 o'clock, and I left. And called Nathan on the way home, and you know, he said what he said about it. Well, don't worry about it, then. Don't worry about it. I got you. I was like, yeah, okay. And but you know, that Saturday I had to go get my things from my job, so I went up there. I got my stuff, and I was going to take him with me because I called him. And I was like, "Hey, will you go and carry these things out for me?" And he was like, "Yeah." So the more I thought about it, it's probably not the better idea to take Nathan up there.
Yeah, so fuck y'all, fire my mom for, man. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would have went so bad. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna call him on my way back. So I called him on my way back, and he was like, "Yeah, you want to swing through and get my laundry?" I was like, "Yeah." So I called him back. I was like, "Meet me at Walmart." And so I get to Walmart, and we're waiting, and he calls me. He was like, "Hey." I was like, "What?" He said, "Where you at?" I said, "Walmart." He's like, "Oh, damn." I was like, "What?" He said, "I got high and started playing the game." And I was like, "Dude." And so he was like, "I'm going to bring it by later." I'm like, "All right, cool." So we leave, and he said, "Are you cooking?" I was like, "Yeah, we're going to cook. Come by." And I called him later. He didn't pick up. And I guess he had gone out or whatever, and but pretty much that was the last conversation that I had with him, was that he got high and started playing the game, and was just going to bring his laundry to me later. So I texted him a little while after that, and I was like, "Hey, me and Chris are going to take the hot rod out. Nana will be here, and you know, bring your laundry by. You can stay, spend the night or whatever." and we'll see you when we get back, and we'll cook.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, Mama, have a good day. I love you. And it was just so weird for me because I was like, I love you too, kid. And but that was pretty much it. And then I get the call at 5:45 the next morning from Roddy that he had been shot.
Man,
And
looking at his eyes too.
man,
His, cuz, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, real. Yeah.
Other people that was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shout out, real.
It was nothing in
Shout
him.
out,
It was nothing in him. And you know what I mean? And
we were, you know, to have Nathan where he was, and I told Real this last night. We had a conversation. You know, a lot of parents get calls where their child has been fatally hurt, and you know there may or may not be anybody that they know that's around. It may be the police making a notification to their home. Very impersonal. Very, very impersonal. But what I told Real was last night, you know, God, for whatever reason that Nathan had to go, he put him there for a reason, and he was with people that loved him, and he was not alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Long live Nate, man.
Forever and always.
Forever.
Um,
It'll always be part of the channel here.
Always.
Podcast, ChadArmesTV.
lead it.
Forever 29 is going to be not just hoodies. It's going to be
He'll be a part of our set.
a whole
We're just
apparel.
waiting on our new sign. And we'll have a sign on the wall just like we do for Wizzle over there.
we're gonna really try to do whatever we can do to keep Nate's name alive, just like we do with Worm.
But like Sis was saying, this Forever 29 thing, you know, that's going to be a rollout. That's going to be something that she's going to continuously apply pressure to,
Yeah.
just to keep it going.
Yeah,
And,
we're gonna take and I had talked to I think I talked to you guys the other day, but we're gonna take, and I'm taking and rebranding everything that I have under the Forever 29 umbrella.
Oh, hell yeah, that's awesome.
It's
So it's the JLJ images is going to be Forever 29.
be Forever 29.
That's dope.
Love it.
So we're gonna take it and take it in a different direction, and there we have to bring more positivity to what's out there right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, it's what happened, you know, and we're through that. Nathan is at home and Nathan is safe. Now we worried about justice.
Yeah.
Facts.
Now we fight for justice for Nathan, and that's just the route that we have to go. You know, as a mom, you know, the grief is never going to go away. It's never going to stop. You know, and there's something, and it's funny because Jelly and I had a talk about Mondo at the first Mondo day. We're sitting in the car and we're looking at all of Mondo's friends and family, and we're all out there. And he looked at me and was like, "Sis, does it ever get better? You know, will it ever get better?" And I was like, "Bubba, it'll never get better. You know, it's never going to get easier. It's only going to get different." And you know, and reality, there's a logical side of me that says, you know, hey, life is going to move forward, and you know, as long as you got one foot in front of you and you keep going and you do not stop, life is going to move forward. It's all in how you take Nathan along that journey, and what you do behind his name and his legacy and for his children. So, you know, there's going to be a lot that comes along the way, and we got a hell of a fight in front of us. First, we have to find out, you know, who did it, and then, you know, there's steps that come after that. It's never going to stop.
Yeah.
It's just in how we take and proceed and what we do from here.
Yeah. I mean, and personally, sis, like, all right, so I was just having a conversation with a family member, because not too long ago, you know, we lost another close family member, and I was just having a conversation with her brother, and he was asking about the pain, and you know, just talking about how it basically the same thing that Jill asked you, like, does it stop? Does it ever go away? It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? It's also about how you deal with it, how you get through it. How you get through it.
Yeah.
Like these things right here don't always work itself out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you have to and take the necessary steps.
Yeah.
To to kind of live to figure out how to live with it, because
Facts.
like I say, it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. And like I say, my hat's off to you.
Yes.
I know you're a strong woman, and I also know it's right below the surface. You know what I'm saying? Just know that whatever kind of resource that we have to apply, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that you get through it.
Yes.
For sure.
We will. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
And anybody else out there that's going through a similar situation. You know what I'm saying? There's ways to get through it. But just know that you're not by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it, because I never know how I'm going to feel. You know, it could be in the middle of a conversation and completely just lose my shit for no reason.
Yeah.
You know, it could be something that I thought about, or something somebody said that reminded me, or
It's a
whatever.
trigger or something.
Memory or
I get
something.
it.
Yeah. And, you know, it's like when we had gotten through Nate's funeral and the service, and then the next day was Sunday. And, you know, and I felt oddly at peace that day. You know, Chris and I were in the living room watching TV. You know, mom's doing something. My sister's in town. She's doing whatever. But I had KV on, and he was in the office playing his game. You know, he's got his headphones on, and he's playing his game. And it was for just a second, life was normal. That familiarity, right?
Yeah.
And then his aunt came to pick him up.
Yeah.
And it did not hit me until he was walking through the driveway to go get in her car. Yeah. And I lost it.
Yeah.
And he turned around and he was like, Benini, I'm coming back.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know you are. I know you are. And he had not seen me cry.
Yeah.
And you know, that's one thing that I knew that I couldn't do, was let him see me break down. And at that time he did, and he came running back and he just held me. He said, Nene, I'm coming back. I'll be back. So,
sweetheart,
man.
Kavion is Nate's oldest son.
Nate, and he's Nate's oldest.
How old is he?
He's 11.
11.
Nate Jr., man.
Yeah, he is. Skateboarding and all.
Man,
you know, he's this incredible kid. He's an incredible kid. Let me tell you, he didn't miss a day of school.
Huh.
He didn't miss a day of school. He went to school. Nathan passed away on Sunday. He was at school on Monday.
Wow.
He was at school on Tuesday. He went half a day on Wednesday. And Chris, you know, and another thing about Chris paid, not for just Kavion to come home, for Kavion's mama and his two little baby sisters to come home. Chris bought all their tickets to come home. And, you know,
fucking real one, man.
Yeah. So when he got here, you know,
Big
he was,
guy.
Nene, come get me, you know, and things don't register. You know, he lives in Texas with his mom. So, you know, it was kind of out of sight, out of mind until he got home. And then when he got home, it was all of Nathan's friends were around him, you know, and it would have been like if nothing had ever happened, because these people were around him anyway.
Yeah.
So it really hit him when we were at the funeral home. And I said something to him, because he came to me, and I didn't realize what I was saying at the time. I was just trying to help him not cry. Yeah. And but he came to me and he was like, Nene, he said, "Why was my daddy frozen?" And I looked at him and I said, "What?" He said, "I touched his hand. I did not know that he had touched Nathan's hand."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah." I said, "In a way." And he was like, "But why?" And I was like, okay. And Ashley was sitting there, and Ashley's just bawling like a baby. And I wanted to, but I couldn't. And I told him, I said, okay. I said, touch Nene's heart. So he touched my heart. And I said, now touch your heart. He touched his heart. And I said, touch my hand and touch your hand. And he looked at me. He's like, okay. I said, so when you're alive and you have all the good things that are in you, and that's what makes you warm. Right, when you have everything that's good, and you can go play, and you can play your video games, and everything that's good in you, it makes you warm.
Yeah.
I said, but when you go to heaven, and you have and all of the good things about you go to heaven.
Yeah.
So that's where all of the warm goes to.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. He says, so my daddy's not cold in heaven. He's warm in heaven. And I said, yes, baby. And he was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And then he was gone again.
Yeah.
And you as a parent, you pivot, right? You have to pivot a lot. And, and Ashley came to me later and she was like, that really made sense.
Yeah.
That really made sense. But he's 11. And how do you explain?
Just like you did.
To an 11-year-old.
That's just like you did. I mean,
that's how you do it.
That, and seeing like, I don't know, man.
It's difficult. It's difficult. Nobody should have to go through this, but we deal with it and we move on. And it's just Nate's got an incredible a circle. We have an inner circle in our family, but Nathan, he's built that within his friend group. They called me last night and we're sitting there watching TV and I don't remember, it was late last night and they're like, hey, and it was Cash and he said, hey, TT. I said, hey, baby. And he was like, Sunday dinner at your house tomorrow. And I looked at Chris. No, he told me to put him on speakerphone. So I put him on speakerphone and he said, what up? And he said, hey, let's do Sunday dinner at your house tomorrow. And I was like, oh, wow. Ooh. Okay, so Sunday dinner's not at my house at 6:30.
After you leave here.
Fun fact.
Right.
It's currently 4:20 on Sunday afternoon.
Oh.
So you're aware.
That would also be Nathan's favorite time of day.
Right.
Shout out to the big guy.
Shout out 420.
Long live Nate. That's definitely what we need to call the episode. For sure.
I was thinking Forever 29.
Or Forever 29. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. That's perfect.
Properly entitled.
Yeah.
But it is a road that I never thought I would travel. We've lost a lot of people in the past, and my cousin Chris and Chisel and Mondo and Chop and I mean and Banna. And we see this and and it hurts us but this one hit different.
Little bro too.
Yeah, little bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's crazy. You could just start naming
Dre.
all of these.
There's so many. Yeah.
Dre is it as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Biggie, Dre, all of
50.
them. Yeah. It's just, it's insane. It's insane. And it just hits.
It hit different.
It hit different. And, it's not anything that I would want for anyone.
Hell no.
But like I said, we're coming for you. You pulled that trigger, we're coming for you.
You also said it's a long journey.
It is a very long journey.
And just know we're with you the whole way.
And I appreciate it. I love you guys. And
we love you too.
Love you.
We were just shooting a video.
The week before.
Fun fact. Nate called that day and said something about he was going to swing through. And you were like, yeah, we're here right now. They just got done shooting. We're going to shoot some more photos. I think we're hanging out for a minute. You should come by.
Yeah.
And Nate was like, I may swing through there later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, we shot a video that day and, life can throw you a curveball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ever stop swinging.
Y'all get on this cause though, man. Snag a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, shout out to everybody so far
Yeah.
that has hit all of us up on these sweatshirts. This is not, it.
Well, the support period. You were telling me, Sis was telling me about some of the support that
it's incredible.
We hung out for a few hours today before we we hit record. I'm glad we did. You know what I mean? Because you popped up on me a little early today.
I did.
And that's totally fine. But they walked in and I was a total shit show. I was building something as far as like a mic stand and like just coming,
Yeah.
But I gave you a brief little hug, but it took everything in me. Not like I knew what this episode was going to bring.
Yep.
And I hate that I hate that this is your first time here.
Because we've talked about me coming and
for 125 episodes, probably. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we were probably already talking to Sis about pulling up probably episode 3 to 6 somewhere in there is probably when we hit her up for it.
You're an important piece to what it is that
very much so. But it's
a lot of people.
Absolutely, and it's so much so that it's almost like you don't have to come to the podcast. Like everybody knows you're close. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of just what it is. I'm so glad that you came through today. Unfortunately enough, we cover what we covered, but shout out to you for just being the strength that you have. Like one said, and like Chad said, to come through here and use our platform that you can forever use. Anytime you want to talk this shit, please pull the fuck back up.
I appreciate it.
But that seat's always yours, and you know that. Mm-hmm. But anything we can do, small, large, we're there. Yeah, no matter what.
So for people watching the podcast, the info for pre-ordering the hoodies is going to be in the description.
Facts.
It's going to be pinned in the comments, and on the premiere, we'll put something in there tomorrow. Well, when it's premiering about it, but you can contact her directly on Instagram or Facebook.
Facts.
Via Cashapp. You can just Cashapp her in the notes, put your name, address, and the size you need is really all she needs. Because me and Mel are going to help her. We're kind of doing the same formula we did for Worms hoodies back in the day. So we're going to help her when they come in. It's the same guy that does all those. Chad Ritchie's doing them. They're going to be great quality. They're going to be in the bags and everything.
All facts.
Yeah. So, and if you don't have Cash App, you can pay me through PayPal or Venmo, and I can send it to her.
And unfortunately enough, this isn't our first time doing such a thing.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's not.
But
the amount of love, though, I mean, it takes, we all know that we love each other. We know that we're family. That's never going to change. But the moment that it happened, it tightens that family.
Yeah.
It's very, what's the word? Impenetrable.
Yeah.
Very good word, sis.
Very good word. Word of the day, actually.
I think so.
People stop what they're doing. And so the night of Nathan's candlelight vigil, we're all out there, and I didn't know that Bubba was pulling up Strug. Him and Taboo pulled up, and he got out, and Strug had lighters made. And shout out Strike 'em.
Shout out Strike 'em Promotions.
Yeah, Bubba had the lighters made, and so he gave them to Roddy. Funny story. So he gave him to Roddy to give out. Roddy came to me. He was like, "Yo, sis, I think we should do this a little different."
Yeah.
And he was like, "We ain't giving these out.
Yeah,
donations only."
Yeah.
That's who kicked off the donation.
Yeah, he was doing them 2 for $5 at the after party when I blew my knee out.
Yeah.
Chatty took a tumble.
Yeah, he did. He took a little fall.
But for everybody to stop.
Nate and Worm were definitely laughing at me. They were definitely laughing at me when I did that.
Shout out Strike 'em Promotions.
Sure. Yeah.
But that's where that's one's Worms.
Yeah.
Yeah, Worms lighters, yeah.
Forever fizzle.
Yeah, forever.
And but for everybody to stop what they're doing, I don't know what Struggle was doing. I don't know where he was supposed to be at that time, but where he was supposed to be, he was, and that's right by me. Him and Taboo and Pam pulled up, and you got to think Struggle goes back before the music. These are his uncles. This is his family.
Yeah.
These are rock stars in their own right to the general public right now. And shout out to every single fan and everything along the way. But these were Nate's uncles. They came, and so Nate turned 13. And all he wanted was Jelly and Struggle to come to his birthday party. And they did. They pulled up and they shot basketball, and they did all this stuff and Struggle, and Jelly had the ice cream truck pull up, and the good ice cream truck, not his original ice cream truck. Let's just put that out there.
Shout out to the ice cream.
Shout out Master P.
He had the ice cream guy pull up, and and he's thinking they're all gonna go get ice cream. He came back. He was like, "Sis, why they all get Gatorade? That shit's high as hell." So they played ball, and then they had this little freestyle battle, and and another young man that was there. His name was Avery. Everybody knew him as Slugger, and that was Nate's best friend. And they had this big freestyle battle, but they were 13-year-old kids in the backyard shooting basketball on the goal in the driveway. These were his uncles that would come over and just hang out.
We lost Avery too, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, Avery's another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one she's talking about, Slugger. He was freestyling back and forth with Jelly, wasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you said that. You talking about that in the interview. Yeah.
Yep. And it just these are his uncles, and they pull up, and it's different. It's different. Back when and Struggle had just started the W on his back, because nobody really knew at that time, what was his granddaddy. And he didn't put it out there like that, but he was like, sis, look what I got. And he pulled his shirt up, and it was the outline of the W. There was nothing else on his back but that. And, it was before all the fame, it was family.
Yeah.
And, and that's just how it was. And to pull up on Sundays and have dinner, to just show up out of nowhere.
It just means it's still family.
It's still family.
Yeah.
It is still family. And, it hits them a little bit different now.
Yeah.
It hit both of them.
Dude, I was at Red Rock.
Struggle and Jelly both.
The day that it went down. They got the news the same day I watched them at a sellout Red Rocks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was unreal.
And that clip, Mark Gray sent me that clip. Mickey had sent me a clip. Mickey had sent me the clip of him trying to sing Smoking Section.
I lost it. I was bawling.
Mark sent the before.
Yeah.
Like what led up to Smoking Section.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen that before.
Oh, dude,
and
I lost it.
It completely ripped my heart out.
Yeah, dude, I had to stop recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, my footage sucks at that moment because I had to stop recording. Mark got you that clip, and his other hand, shout out Mark Gray,
man,
had my shoulder so tight, bro, because I was just sobbing. When Jelly lost it on stage, dude, I was gone. I was just bawling my eyes out. That was the first major cry I got from us losing Nate.
Yeah.
I took it well on the phone, but then that night I just fucking lost it.
That whole week, that week, the 2 weeks right there, it was one thing after the other. Jelly and I had this odd brother sister thing. Like we're gonna deal with the business side of everything. There's gonna be time later to lose it, but we're gonna get through the business part.
Yeah.
And that's what we do, and that's kind of how we handle everything, because we don't do well on the phone together. We can't cry at the same time. It's horrible. We've tried it. It doesn't work. And and he texted me. And I called him, and I knew he wasn't going to answer, but I called him just so he would see my name pop up on the phone.
Yeah.
And I knew he wasn't going to answer.
Yeah.
And then he texted me the next day, and he said, "I'm coming home Tuesday. You're my first stop." And he shows up. We're at the funeral home, and he shows up, and he just wrapped himself around me, and we don't get to see each other a lot anymore. And, and life has taken us in some crazy directions, but that broke him.
Yeah.
He lived in the house with us. This was just his uncle. He wasn't Jelly, he was just Unc.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy,
and he lived in the house with us, and it was just family.
Yeah.
So this one hit different for him and Struggle, I'm sure. And to see that footage at Red Rock, and so funny story, Chris and I were supposed to be at Red Rock. We had decided that we were going to go to Vegas and get married, and then we were going to go on our honeymoon to Red Rock. And then he was like, "Why don't we just spend my 50th birthday in Florida?" So we went to Florida. If not, he and I would have been in Red Rock.
Oh, and you'd have found out.
We would have been in Red Rock. And, funny how your plans are changed for you and you don't even know it.
Right.
Yeah.
So we would have been in Red Rock with everybody else. And we decided to go to Florida for his birthday. And it's our paths are not ours, right? We make really good plans,
Yeah.
and they get changed for us for a reason,
Right.
Yeah.
And I've stopped doubting those reasons now, and it's our plans aren't ours. We have absolutely no control of our plans. We know what we want to do. It's not always what we get to do,
Right.
Yeah.
and it's. I've heard stories. People are sending me videos of Nate. They send me the pictures of Nathan, and I love that. because I didn't get to see that side of him all the time. You know, he came to our house. He ended up on the couch out on the back porch, and that was just where he was. Mm-hmm. And he, you know, turn on the TV, and that's where he would be. You know, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
And
I love the clip. I mean, I love all the clips that you post, but that one that was like it was like a story, or it's like a memory of him playing ball when he crossed dude up and hit that 3 ball. Man, that shit was so cool, man.
Let me tell you something, man. Dude is a legend at the park,
man.
Yeah. I'm talking about legend.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know how you picking your team?
Yeah.
It's an honor. You know, if you playing 36, 21, whatever you going to, like you know, if you get picked first, like that's the thing. Like you know you the guy.
Well, Jelly nicknamed him a long time ago. Jelly called him Nate Ball.
Yeah,
Nate Ball. I like that. Yeah,
and you know, it kind of went from there. And we had an infamous house on Brook Drive.
Yeah, shout out Brook.
So did
shout out Brook Drive.
And,
the basketball goal.
The basketball goal on the corner.
Fuck yeah.
So, fun fact, hit the thing. Thank you. That basketball goal is in the backyard of the house still to this day. It's leaning up against the the privacy fence. They never took that goal.
Damn, we should go take it.
Hey,
I thought about going and doing like they do in the finals, and they cut the net off of it.
Yeah, something like that. We should go do that or take it just to keep it genuine.
Yeah.
But I drove through
classic
there.
games on that.
Right.
Jelly shot hoop on that thing.
A few times.
I've got the video.
Mondo,
Yeah, there's a video of him and Mondo shooting for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got the video of them shooting ball, and you know that.
Man, it was even in videos, man.
Yeah.
Like the What You Need
Oh.
video.
Oh yeah, I just watched that the other day, man. That was classic.
I did too. Why is there? Everybody just went down this What You Need.
One shared
the other
it.
day.
He shared it. I think is what made me watch it off his Facebook. But
Just in case they forgot.
yeah, for sure.
Just kind of
They remember.
A quick reminder.
Yes.
That porch holds a lot of Jelly and lemur secrets. So
Man, I was looking at the people that was in that video, right? People that were just sitting on the porch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got real Buzz.
Yeah, shout out Buzz.
Man, it was so many people.
Jerry,
out there, man.
Jerry was on there.
Jerry's in there. He's sitting in a car.
50 was out there, man.
Yeah.
I saw Keo in there. Keo was in the video.
Twan was in that thing.
Twan,
Like, it was so many people out there. That's crazy.
But that house holds a lot of memories, a lot of secrets, a lot of plotting and perpetrating.
Hell yeah. If it wasn't called Forever 29, we'd call it plotting and perpetrating.
Man,
P&P, baby.
P&P.
definitely, man.
Shout out, sis.
Yeah, man.
We love you, sis.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
We're so glad that you took the opportunity to come over here.
Yeah, for
Just
sure.
know, you got to come back
Yeah, absolutely.
more often than less. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
But,
I appreciate you guys. I've watched everything that you guys have talked about Nathan. I've seen, and it just, the amount of love that you guys have shown my son.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we love you, and we love Nate.
Believe
For
it.
sure.
Yeah.
It's our job to do that.
Yeah,
But we won't stop.
no,
You know what I mean?
I
not
appreciate
at all.
it.
Yeah, we're not doing it because it's cool or none of that shit. We do it because we love y'all.
It's fucking family. Like
That's
you said.
right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His picture will play at the end of every episode of the show moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, and just what we do with it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we do with it.
But that's why, salute to you. And we've said it a million times. Like we don't know how you're doing it,
I don't know how I'm doing it.
but you're doing it.
Yeah.
I
You know
do
what I mean?
something.
Right? But just coming through here and bringing facts and awareness to like what's really been going on, and just giving some, I knew out the gate, like I said, dude, we wanted sis over here for a long time, under brighter circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
But she called us this go around
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and said that, hey, clear the runway, guys. I'm coming. You know what I mean? And and it's like, okay, let's go. And it's immediate. You know what I mean? That's what it is. But hats off to you. You know what I mean? Like we're here, you know what I mean? And we have this little platform over here and we can use it however you want to use it to get out whatever message we got to get out always.
And I appreciate it. You know, it's every day brings something new, and you know, and I can't thank my mom. You know, while I'm going through everything, you know, Nana Bobby is going through everything. You know, there's so many people that are directly affected to one coward's actions, right? Yeah. The amount of, like, it's kind of the ripple effect, right?
Absolutely.
You throw the pebble in and it just forever ripples out, and you don't always see when those ripples get to stop.
Yeah.
You can only see as far as you can see, not as far as it goes.
That's
and
deep.
It's not as far as it touches. And
like that.
Me too.
Yeah, that's good.
and you know, there are a lot of people that are directly affected. You know, a lot of thank yous to go out, you know, to Chris, to my mom, to my sister, who, you know, her and my brother-in-law immediately came into town, and you know,
Shout out, sis.
and he left her like, hey, you know, and whatever she needs, you're here. So she's been in town. I know I'm not the easiest person to deal with, so I appreciate it. And you know, it hasn't been easy. And you know, and Logan, you know,
Right.
Logan ended up losing his job
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
Heard
them.
about this.
as well. And,
Chad came over here rather upset about this.
Yeah.
I completely
Bullshit.
understand why, but yeah, I caught Chad like had just learned this like while he was here.
and I said, you're going to need a doctor's note.
Fuck you and your
Sorry,
doctor.
what?
Yeah, man, fuck them, dude.
But you know, one of the brothers stepped up, and he's got a job. He starts on Monday. Logan's never without a job. So you know, it's the amount of love that has just, it's been incredible. The attention that has been given to everything. You know, I was watching when Jelly did the CMAs, they actually ran a piece on, you know, everything that has been happening
I saw this.
in our family over the last couple of weeks. 'Cause
Yes, I saw this.
it just wasn't us. You know, Bunny lost her mom. My
Facts.
sister-in-law lost her mom. And, you know, and Bubba never dropped the ball. You know, he's at these shows. You know, he came to visitation. He came the day of visitation, and he had a show that night. But he was not going to be there. So he was at visitation, and then him and security stepped out. They got on the road, and you know, it's been insane. It's something that you can't explain.
Yeah.
You know, he came in as just as Bubba, and he came in and he sat down and he ate.
Yeah, we got to chill with him for a little bit.
Yeah, he ate, and you know,
I'm so glad.
He was sick, too.
That he. Yeah, it's salute to Jelly, man. I mean, we've talked about it a million times in a million different ways, but I think that's one of the most admirable points we've ever thrown his way is that how you're here co-signing. He was there for you, and same for like Chad and Mel.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And old John over there.
right?
You know, I take it for granted a lot. And, you know, aside from the discussion about Nate, like I take it for granted too much about the family I have around me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think we all do at times. And it's unfortunate for, you know, something like this to happen to where it opens my eyes.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean.
You go back, you learn very quickly to go back to what you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've got Ashley and Rel and Roddy and Jerry. Yeah. Like I could
Oh,
name,
you running out of fingers and toes and start counting.
I could name these people, but there was just a time that there was, like, I would go to sleep or try to sleep with people in my house, and I would wake up like, did you guys leave? They're like, yeah, we came back. You know, Jerry would text me at 7:00 in the morning, you know, sis, are you good? Are you okay? I'm on my way. And, you know, if you know Jerry, it's kind of hard to get him up at 7:00 in the morning.
Facts.
He's usually going to bed about that time, right?
You know,
Facts.
And he's there. Jerry came over and cooked dinner.
I saw
let's just throw, you know, the Rolling with Jelly truck out there.
Yeah.
You know, he literally rolled up in my kitchen and he cooked all day long. And I bet he fed 50, 60 people that night.
Shout out to those guys. They're coming through next week.
Yeah, and anybody on the outside looking in, and, you know, rock star lifestyle, right? It's not. We are a true to the core, built from the ground up family.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Facts.
you know, you don't always get to choose your family, right? But we chose ours.
Yeah.
We chose ours. And here I am, the most, you would never think that this would be my family. This is my family.
Yeah.
And, you know, my brothers, my children. And it's an insane situation to be in, but I am so forever grateful for the village that I have, because
You always say that too. She always calls it the village.
it's my village.
Yeah,
I swear,
is.
I love it though. I love the term. I've always heard sis say that.
It's my village.
I love it.
And we've been through some things.
Yeah.
And
It's part of the greatest story ever.
we're gonna be okay. It's just different now. You know, we hit pivots and pitfalls, and we recover.
Yeah.
That's one thing that we do, is we recover from what happens, and we come out and we have an incredible story to tell, and we make it ours.
Yeah.
You know, we own our faults. We all have them, but it's our story to tell.
I hope, you know, other than just bringing some light and awareness to it all.
Yeah.
I hope you personally have found some benefit just coming to sit with us today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And please come back.
I definitely will.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll have to do story time with sis again.
Oh, wait, that's coming. That's fucking coming. We got a great response from that, sis. We need more of that.
She got a lot of them.
Oh,
Yeah, we
dude,
just
on
scratched the surface.
numerous people. So you know that was fun though, and the response to that was fun, and was cool to see. And we love when we do shit like that, and we don't realize the value of it until we're done with it and we throw it up somewhere, and we're like, dude, you know what? Like, that was fucking dope, bro. We should do more of that.
It was fun.
We're gonna do more of that,
We had fun.
right, Chatty?
Oh, for sure. People have been asking me about part 2.
That's
of
what
our
I'm
interview
saying.
Too,
Yeah, but what you know, sis, like, it's you know, we run to these. Where are we at, dude? How long y'all think we've been doing this?
Hour and 20.
Yeah, that's where we're at. About like that, hour and 15.
Oh yeah.
But it feels like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of the downfall of this episode. But it's been an emotional filled episode.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And I knew it would be.
But it's been therapeutic for sure.
Very therapeutic. Just seeing you today has been the most therapeutic thing I could ever ask for out of this whole thing, because
Likewise.
I had to put it off, unfortunately. And then when I saw you today, I knew it. I just knew, you know. I just hate to see you hurt, and I've hated that it's been you that had to go through. I don't want to see anybody go through this, but just it being you has been really tough, you know. And just I'm glad you recognize that we love you, because we do very
I
much
love you
so.
guys. You have no idea.
Yeah, and we're here for you. And like I said, I just don't want this to be a one and done. You got to come back, and I don't care if it's in a week or 2 weeks or 2 months or next year or next quarter. I don't give a fuck. Whenever you just want it done again, just let us know.
Yeah.
And just barge your way through here.
Let's set it up. Let's do it.
Well, we're in the works of putting together interview packages alongside of photo shoot packages with Forever 29 images. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Because like sis mentioned earlier on, probably at from the saddest moments of this episode, she says at the end of all this, you know, it just makes us stronger.
It does.
Yeah, and there's something that I'm not going to expand on it. I don't think she is, because we're keeping it under wraps, but she's got a really cool idea that she's going to start doing as far as content that I'm going to help her with, and it's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. Y'all just stay tuned for sure.
Yeah.
I know one thing. Like sister, like this girl, this woman knows a lot of stuff. So when we do the story time with sis, we're gonna have to filter through some of this.
Yeah, look, one got scared. He's still thinking about it when we mentioned the part 2. He's like, "Hold up,
The
guys."
statute of limitations has not run out on several situations.
She knows a lot.
Right?
Yeah, 2010-11 still in that time frame. We may need to wait a couple of years.
Man,
'Cause that's when it was really good.
I started sweating when I got talking about all this.
Shout out, sis, man. It's Forever 29, forever and always. Okay, R.I.P. Nate. And again, guys, anything that you guys may have heard or seen or know, or don't feel
Please reach out.
unobligated to step forward on this one, because this is family and it's important.
I think we'll get us some framed.
Yeah, it's going right behind you, right where that Tennessee thing is.
down.
No, down. That we're going to replace that with Nate's photo. Yeah, it'll be
Cool.
right over there.
Dope.
But yeah, sis, we love you. You know that. So
Love you too.
with all that being said, dude, it's Owen E, Squint 615, ChadArmesTV, and Forever 29. Chatty.
Bow.
Yeah.
But bitch, we got views.